what an inspiration he's been to us all, like everybody that knows him. I think our first seminar when we met him, do you remember that?
I do, yeah. I remember the first time I saw him and seeing this distinguished looking gentleman with his 3-day growth and nice jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I developed quite a good relationship with Leon over those 6 years, really got to know him intimately.
Yeah.
He shared quite a lot.
He did share quite a lot, and also more than sharing quite a lot, he makes you think. He makes you think about where you are, and he changes the thought processes that you have about where you are and how you feel bad about a situation into always seeing the good side of things. He makes you realise that there's nothing really bad that happens to you. It's all just different, and you need to learn from everything that happens. And I think that's where he inspired me to know that, you know what, everything is okay. Even the bad times you're going through, everything is okay. It'll all turn out fine.
Yeah, totally agree. I guess my experience with Leon also has been that he likes to get to the core issue of what's happening in your life, and he really comes from a place of care. So he takes the time to understand, and he does want to help and serve, and you can see that in the way he teaches.
Yes.
And coming from a teaching background, you can see that Leon, really has that desire to serve people, and he's so passionate about making a difference to them.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is right. The fact, I think, that he's been a teacher for this many years makes him really, really good to talk to, and he's one of those people that actually listens when you speak. You know how that saying is, we've got 2 ears, 1 mouth? Well, Leon actually sits there and you can see him absorbing everything you say. And you've been talking for that long, and then he just asks you some really pointing questions that you go away and reflect on hours, days, weeks afterwards. And that's where his inspiration comes from. It comes from within yourself. He doesn't tell you what to do. He just invites you to find your own answers. Yeah.
Very, very tuned in man. In the experience I've had with him, he's very aware of what's going on for people, and he seems to have a real knack of being able to get to the matter at hand and really help them in breaking through any issues they might be having and feel better about their current situation.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I've known Leon since I was about 12 years old in Year 7. He's been a teacher. He was my PE teacher in Year 7 and my best friend's father. So he's kind of been a bit of a mentor over a little while, I suppose. And yeah, all round good guy, nice, clever, wise.
So you can see as a teacher why his students have really bonded with him. And you could imagine in the book too, for those that haven't read it, that the stories in the book and the essence of what he's putting forward is to have that same impact on the reader. So.
Another thing that's particularly significant is he comes across as really genuine. This is not about anything he has to gain. This is just genuinely interested in you, what you have to say, and helping people. I don't think he plans to do that. I think it just comes out that way.
It's just who he is.
Yeah.
So what inspires you about
him? He's got a passion and a drive for everything he does. It's quite ridiculous and remarkable. He just doesn't stop, and he's always got an idea and always something to say about everything, and he's just very clever.
So what's the one thing you always remember about seeing Leon at his best, coming up with ideas, or doing something that you always remember for just being Leon?
I remember in about Year 9 we had a leadership speech when I was sports captain or something at school, and then we had it was kind of a seminar that Leon ran, and he made us all get up and be out of the comfort zone and sing in front of everyone, and the aha moments that he talked about in his little book and all of that, and it was pretty inspiring and gave me the confidence to attempt to be a leader myself, which I think it's worked.
Fellow teachers I know talks about the types of conversations he has, and he calls them Leonisms now.
Oh, Leonisms.
So it's really grown throughout the whole school community, and I believe he's taken that message broader with the book and everything else he's going to do.
Well, Leon and I go back at least 30 years. It's a minimum of 30 years, probably even a bit longer than that, so I've known Leon for a long time, yeah.
Wow. So what's your early memories?
I met Leon when I started Teachers College actually, and we shared a room for the first year. So Leon's always been someone who has had a goal in life, someone who is committed to achieving things, and he's always been someone who has you've been able to go to and talk to for advice, and and he's always been able to talk you through situations, and I've found that very, very useful along the way.
So quite a wise head on young shoulders at the early days?
Yes, at that stage, and I know we also got up to plenty of antics and things along the way as well, so it was wise in some respects. But also we had some great times in those early years of ours in our early 20s, yeah. So a bit of both, actually, yeah. He's got a bit of a larrikin in him as well, yeah.
So would you have ever thought that he would be the author of an amazing book like he has launched today?
Well, actually, I didn't really know. I had it in him all right, but I didn't know where he was going to go with it, and that's the thing. And no one knows where people are going to end up and what they're going to be doing. And for Leon, along the way, I've had a couple of times where I've gone through some difficult times myself, and I've been able to, catch up and connect with Leon, and he's been able to, assist me in the way that I think, and some of the things that I could think about and where I could go with my life, and so he's actually the book really is an accomplishment of a lot of things in Leon's life as well. He's always had a real interest in photography, and I think that this photography has now been able to come out and being able to be expressed in this manner as well. I know it's on the cover of the book, but I know he's got other things in mind as well on where he might be able to use that photography in blending it with what he's written in his book.
Okay. So what sort of grabs you about his personality when you first meet him? For a new person, what would you say?
Well, I think that when you first meet Leon, he can be someone who can come across as passionate about what he does, passionate in himself, I guess. You really feel a sense of energy about him, that he's confident in what he does, confident in himself, and he has a bit. Not only is he passionate, but you can tell he's also got a bit of calmness about him. I appreciate that in Leon.
Last question: what makes you most proud of him?
He hasn't stopped, keeps going and drives and works really, really hard, and he's finally achieved his book, and it's a very hard thing to do, and I think he's worked hard for it and deserves it.
I think it's a shame for Leon just to not be exposing himself to everybody. It'd be a disservice to so many more people if he just stayed in his little place now. He needs to expand, he needs to grow, and I think the book is an awesome medium to do that, because his thoughts, his learnings, the journeys he's been through, what he's taught other people can be spread far wide with a book, DVDs, workshops, those sorts of things that I think Leon's working on, and I think it's really exciting. I think a lot of people are going to benefit.
Yeah, he really has a powerful message to tell, and it's time for him to really get out there and tell it.
Yeah.